Old school raid. Who's that? Is that Mr. 42nd? It must be. It must be Chris. It must be the 42nd and Sacriel if it's got a 42nd on it. Thank you very much, 42nd dudes. Thank you, Chris. Can we get a mods? Can we get a shout out for Mr. Sacriel? Thank you very much for the raid, Chris. Much appreciated, sir. Welcome to the channel, guys. We're just literally discussing moisturizers and makeup just as you turn up. I mean, really? Could you have timed that any better? If you don't know who Sacriel is, go and give him a follow, guys. Me and Chris go right back to the birth of our channels. Back when dinosaurs were men. No, that doesn't sound right. Back when men were men and dinosaurs were dead. A few years ago. Best subject for a Twitch viewer base? Best subject for a manly man discussion? DayZ with the whole crew was lit. Dude, them were the days. Back when DayZ was a mod. Back when DayZ was good. Back when you never knew what was going to happen when a patch came out. What was Chris playing, guys? Was he playing Actually, I bet a lot of you wasn't able to chat on that raid. Raid because I've got like a 1 minute timeout thing. So sorry about that, guys. You have to be followed for like a minute or something before you can type. But my god, that reduces the bot spam. Something chronic that does. Tarkov. Is he still playing Tarkov? I was watching him, what day were we on Saturday? I was watching him on Thursday when I was building my office. I was finishing my office off. And he was having a frustrating time in Tarkov at that point. It seemed like no matter what he did, he just kept, like, bad things, bad timing, bad luck just kept happening. So hopefully he had a better day this time. The only cosmetic product needed is small figure. What? I think you did, Mox Fluffy. Wasteland. I used to enjoy Wasteland. Like, DayZ, you could spend an hour running around in DayZ trying to loot, and then you might get into a firefight after an hour. Wasteland, different story. Like, the modern kind of equivalent is Squad, but not really. But Wasteland was just such a good concept. When it worked, Wasteland was fantastic. Like, if you had a couple of balanced teams, and we used to like playing indies, we'd go in as the independents, do our own thing. But just, you know, the number of times, like, we found a tank or something, and we just sit on the road, shooting jeeps that were coming past. So good. Yeah, Stony OC, he went, Stony OC went back doing, theatre rigging. Last time I caught up with him, a few years ago. I know he's on, I think he's on Steam. I think I've still got him on Steam. But I remember he followed me on Twitter years ago. And last time I messaged him, he was like, oh yeah, I qualified for the rigging. And like, he literally climbs up. Do you remember in London, a few years ago, one of the roofs kind of, the plaster fell off inside the theatre. I think it was the Dominion or something like that. He was one of the guys working overtime. Like, hoisting himself up 100 feet in the air, fixing that stuff. Crazy. So yeah, that's what Stony did. Stone Cold Killer. I'll never forget when, I think Stony was with, I think he was with Sacriel when he entered the, what was it? It was kind of like a Battle Royale type mod at the time, running in armor. And I think Chris got killed and Stony was left, and and his hands were shaking. It was like, there's a guy, he's dead. But he was like, his hands were like this when he was trying to act really calm. That's where he got the name Stone Cold Killer from. Did he used to play DayZ with Sacral? Yeah, yeah. If you go back, if you have a look at, if you go back to, well, either Sacral's YouTube channel or my YouTube channel, you'll be able to find DayZ and Wasteland videos from years ago when we used to go hunting. It was quite like you never knew what you were going to get. One day you might have fantastic games, and then other days it's just frustrating, you know? You never knew what you was going to get. But it's like anything. When it was good, it was really good. When it was bad, it was horrible. You know, once the hackers started joining and stuff, oh. Yeah, that was it, Kingphobia. Bradman, I never really bothered with the DayZ standalone. I'd already moved on from DayZ at that time. Like, I used to watch people playing it, and I was like, I'm just done with DayZ. I don't know, Tarkov I'm kind of watching from the sidelines at the moment. I bought the game, and but I'm kind of watching from the sidelines saying, is this the right time to join or not? Because like I see Chris play, and I see him having loads of issues with it and going, you know, this is buggy, that's buggy. Sounds can mislead you, and I'm like, it's like Chris has said, you know, when in a game like that where you've got everything to play for, the last thing you need is problems. And I understand it's still, you know, beta early access, but do I want that stress? Like I can see the stress in Chris's eyes, and I'm thinking, do I want that yet? Or do I want to wait till they fix this? I don't know. It's a really buggy game. Yeah. That's what's kind of making me go, why have I got train hell on a stick? Oh my god, now what? You see, this green train is trying to go down there. I know what he's trying to do. And he can't because of this one. He can't move because of that one. That can't move because of that one. That apparently can't move, but I don't know why. It's always the red tourist trains. They always completely break your rail network. Oh my god.
Happy anniversary.
Do you know what? If I was to break this line here, then the red tourist trains wouldn't be able to go that way anyway, but then they need to get there because of the space elevator. What we need is a bigger station here, I think. This is what... I'm actually surprised the red trains are going past, though. I don't know why they're carrying on. I would have thought they would just stop here. Oh, man. Clumsy call. That was an interesting video. No, Break was not in the original DayZ group, no. There was... Originally, it was me, Sacral, and Oshi. We were the three original, because we used to play Battlefield together on YouTube, and then we started doing streaming. And we were the ones that went to DayZ. At some point on the line, Ngotti joined, and at some point on the line, Stoney joined, but I can't remember the timings. Remember the first Wasteland video? The editing was so good, you had the aerial view and everything. Do you know how much effort that took? Oh my god. It took so much time doing that. Yeah, this is weird. Like, the tourist trains are not coming here anymore. They just want to go here now. We're going to need more platforms. Ay, ay, ay. It's frustrating how little control you get of the train stations in this game. Because these things are just... I mean, look at this. Like, having to put like an 8-platform station here is just ridiculous. We're going to need to bring the tourist train to here and not allow it to go further. That's the real solution lies in doing that. You need a bypass line. Well, the bypass line will help to some extent. But really what I want to know is why the tourist train's going to here. That's the only place they can get to. This is not really a tourist spot, I don't think. You can make another 2 station for tourists only. Do you think that'll work, though? Like, if we put another station here, I'll need another road, which means connecting the road somehow. You can turn off access to outside if you click on the station. Really? Well, that'll help a little bit. Allow intercity. Disable if you prefer this to be for local trains only. Having said that, look how many people are getting on this thing. In theory, it should be allowed, shouldn't it? Okay, let's not solve this by turning things off. Let's solve this by putting in the correct infrastructure. So we're going to need a line that allows the local train to come through, and a line that allows a tourist train to go through and stop. That's what we're going to need. So we're going to need to chunk out this mountain. Smooth it over in a minute. I just need to make it big enough for now. A bit more land here. Bit overkill. I wish there was something about half the size of that. Sorry, Matt. 16 months of listening to Squirrel talk about the beauty routine. Hey, that's a complete lie. Keep up the great work as always. I just love Chris's timing on that one. I'm like, so yeah, I use Nivea moisturizer and Mrs. Squirrel's... Oh, hi, Chris. Brilliant. Right. I have to move these power lines as well. Module station in the workshop. I know, but... Boom. Just using too many mods, I hate it. Yeah, if they'd have just made one at half that size, that would have been perfect. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. I think we'll probably try and turn in there a bit earlier. It's 100 Celsius. Do you put the bucket on the floor or the seat? What? The monorail subway combo station has 2 train lines. 2 is not really enough. We need 3, I think. 2 lines that, well, it could work. It could work. I would love 3 ideally, but we could probably make do with 2. So where's it under the monorail? Monorail bus hub. Monorail train hub. Yeah, the trouble is though, you got this thing sticking there with a monorail platform on it, and you have no monorail. And it just looks awkward. Even more awkward than that. At least that looks like a hub station. This, when you're not using monorail, is just, what are you doing? Fee-fi-fo foam, how you doing? Can build a monorail in Torrance Street. Yeah, but retrofitting a monorail is just a real pain, isn't it? Like, we'd have to have a monorail going down here. Or off here or something. I don't know. Alright. For science. For science. I'm not sure this is going to work out, but whatever. We'll have to destroy loads of things to do this. We'll move that slightly. Okay, so this is the local line. The local line's going to come into this inner platform. It will definitely need to carry on. Like that. These trains are going to get super confused in a minute. Monorail tracks can go on roads. Yes, they can, but we've not finished this, so it is still possible to retrofit, but it's not perfect. Cryptic Colt 954. Thank you for the 500 bits, Cryptic. Much appreciated, sir. Thank you. Sind with 100 bits. Good evening. Thank you, Sind. Now, what we want next is... This is going to be horrible. That actually looks horrible. Ugh. Oh my god. That makes me want to cry. That looks so bad. Okay, that's a little bit more tolerable. Put shearing on this side now, though. Dear me. Presentation isn't everything. Well, it is and it isn't. Okay, so that is the local line. That can now go through. This is the intercity line. So this can stop and bypass. This is why I wanted another platform, really, but so trains can carry on if they don't want to stop here, but not to worry. Right, the intercity line is not going to be connected. Okay, so the intercity line can come in, it can stop here, and it can carry on to that other platform. Now, if this gets too much, what we'll do is we'll stop them coming to this station altogether. Other than that, the local line is now free to do whatever it likes. The only thing that can't happen is tourist trains can't come into here. Because if we allow that, in theory, they could come into here and then drop onto the local line, which we don't want. So the downside is that we're going to have to break that. Unless we can control the type of vehicles that go down here. I don't think we can. Maybe we can. The DC88 gifted a sub to Killer Gremmel. Thank you very much, DC88. Killer Gremmel, welcome to the Nut House. Thank you, DC.
Welcome to the Nut House.
Killer Gremmel, don't forget to thank your gifter. I've done it before with passenger and freight trains. I'm not sure about intercity and local. That's the one I'm not sure of. Well, let's just get this thing working.
Welcome to the Nut House.
That was a weird double sub. It says Killer Gremel sub twice then. Now, I don't know how we're going to fix the lines. Because the... Actually, we're just going to let it figure it out. See what it does with that. The local line should hopefully realise it can carry on. Oh, I'll tell you what I didn't do. Fix the power grid. Eek! Let's see what happens with this. Okay, DC. This is not figuring this out so well right now. Oh, it worked one out. Not sure what that one's for. That could be a disconnected monorail, maybe? No, it's not. I think it's slowly working it out. There you go, there you go. It's worked it out. Now, the intercity trains have all completely disappeared because they don't know what's going on. But here's one that we can watch. Let's see what it does. Okay. Let's watch that one. Nice, that was a through train. Okay, this is working slightly better. Might have to start messing about with the monorail in a minute. One passenger from 240 seats. Who was that host from? Wait, why am I not seeing host messages? I didn't see the host was from. I had to message dry. Rob Jensen, thank you, Rob. Sorry I can't see the, I can't see who host would be. Hey, Rob Jensen, how you doing? One second, guys. Just enjoyed a nice trip to the North Cape. Oh, nice. I take it you mean in Eurotrip. Lol. That seems to be working quite nicely.
Happy anniversary, Natter.
Do I use mod tops? I do. Funnily enough, at the start of me playing Skylines today, I went through all of my mod lists. That would have been around 6:15 PM. At the top of my screen, though, you can see, to the right of my name, you can see uptime. And then next to that is my local time. So currently, local time is 21:26. About 1815, roughly, is when I started looking at my mod list. Chris, two reasons. One, when I'm playing Skylines, a lot of people lurk and chill. And secondly, Sacriel just raided and hosted. So that you've got a lot of people coming through from there who are probably sitting there going, what's this channel about? Dub AUT. Do you know what? Bizarrely, Dub. 36 months, 3 years, and a smiley face. Bizarrely, Dub, I was only thinking yesterday. I've not seen Dub AUT in chat for ages. Like, you know, the days of where you'd come and do resub on Dub AUT, WT2, WT3, to a dub. So I've not seen that for ages. And then you appear. I went through the mods, but not all the assets. Correct, Baz. I didn't go through the assets. There's too many of them, quite honestly. Lurk Nation. Anyway, that's fixed. We have office requirements again. Oh my god. This is doing quite well, though. I like this. I'm not really sure where we can put offices. I haven't got anywhere to build office space. You're working at the moment 18 hours a day. Oh my god, dude. You cannot keep doing that for long. You can't sprint forever. Sind, my first sub was Thyrox. Monorail. Monorail, monorail, monorail. Guess the monorail could take you to the Opera House. I'm not sure where else we want it to go, to be honest. In theory, given how empty this is, in theory we could make it go... Let's see, monorail track. What else have we got? Monorail track on a 2-lane road. Monorail track on a 4-lane road. And a 1-way monorail track. Monorail metro train hub. We just built. A monorail bus hub.
Happy anniversary, Natter.
Last time we built one of them, I seem to remember nobody used the monorail because they all got the bus. I seem to remember that happening. Rob Jensen, thank you for 5 months. And it's so it is time for the 5 months. Squirrel Love, thanks for all the great streams and always nice chat. Keep it going. Thank you, Rob. Monorail systems are so inefficient. Yes, but in a tourism area, yeah, which is what they are here, it can be a little bit of a nice to have, can't it? A monorail station with a road and a monorail station. Okay. So let's think about the routing then. The problem with this thing is when we come out of here, we're presented with this thing, which is pretty much like anti-monorail. Does it have to be in a loop, or can it come into here and then reverse? I guess it can't, can it? How does this thing work? Is it like a train? One lane goes clockwise and the other goes anti-clockwise? And never the twain shall meet? Like, I can't remember how it works. Monorail loop to the dock, Opera House, Stadium Expo, and back to the station. It's a nice theory. The problem is these highways are in the way. I mean, a monorail to the station would be a great thing, and the expo centre, it would definitely benefit us to get here to the docks. To over here, in case we build something there, to the Opera House and back here. That would be the perfect monorail. The real problem is how we get through this thing. It will work as a shuttle service. Not sure what that means. You mean it's going to go backwards and forwards? What if you link up a whole load of things, though? No need for a loop like a train, yes, okay. So, okay, what I could do is smash these buildings here. Dezone them. And it's going to have to come down, unfortunately. Why is that so elevated? We'll worry about that side in a minute. I think we'll do this side first, because it's easier. Right, monorail track. Okay, so my question now is, why the two of them? That's actually got a crossover on it, look. Why have we got two lines? You have individual tracks for different districts as well as a two. So that's what it is. Right, okay. So we could have one line doing this and one line going off that way. Interesting. Okay. If we was to build along here, could go all the way. How often do we need to stop, I wonder? Let's think about where we want to station a monorail with a road. Would be like that. Could just drop one outside like this. Actually, it's probably better on that side, isn't it? Put one outside like that, and then put a pedestrian crossing, like here. It's pretty good. Let's flatten this, land a little bit here. Just kind of run it parallel to the road, I guess. Needs to get over the highway. But on top of the road to save space, Baz. Yeah, I mean... Pros and cons, isn't it, Baz? For example, we could build on top of this. And then build on top of that. The downside is we lose the green strip by doing this. Station comes with a stretch of road. Above looks cooler. Well, yeah, we could branch off, I guess. The best way of branching off, though. Clever girl. Okay. That's kind of cool. Okay, I like that. Station over the road have trees and parks in front would look nice there. I don't know. I kind of like that. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, I realise that, but I would have had to delete the road and delete the path to build that one. I kind of like that. I mean, you know, you could put that on the road and then just have a path over here, maybe. That would work just as well. Might need some stations in between, but maybe. Depends how often we want it to stop. I mean, what are you going to get off here for anyway? Like the recycling centre? What is the point? The other thing you could do is just route it down that way instead. And then put a stop here, maybe. Although, I don't know if that's... Yeah, it has to be a 4-lane road, doesn't it? So it doesn't fit, though. It's a shame. Could put one here in theory. Could put one on that section and have the line going inward. It depends on the scope of the line, really, isn't it? Do you have a mod list for Skylines? Not... I don't know how up to date it is. You can have a look at mods.squirrel.tv, but I can't guarantee it's up to date at the moment. The Skylines, I can't remember last time we changed it. Achievements unlocked. Trial rail. The heck? That thing is actually pretty quick, you know. Imagine this in VR. Lol. Okay, I quite like that. So from here we could come all the way down this road. No problem. We can come all the way down to here. And when we get to here, this is a 4-lane road as well. So in theory we could monorail that. And put a monorail station here. But now we're kind of getting in the other district a bit. Instant motion sickness. I don't know, you should try the blimp. That's even worse. Or we could have it looping back that way. There's a 4-lane going through there as well. That's a 4-lane, that's a 4-lane. So if that was a 4-lane, there's a natural loop there. It would come this way, along here. Essentially, it would go along like that. And then it would go that way. That would then be a 4-lane road. It would go that way. Then I think it would have to carry on and do that before going back to the main station, which is here. That's not a bad circuit, actually. Molly, we updating the mod spreadsheet once Squirrel is finished with the office upgrades. What, for Skylines? I thought somebody did that, Motley. It's not a bad circuit. We just need to upgrade that piece of road, though. I think. Oh, that is 4-lane. You should go into the main station from the other side. Yeah, well, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it, Baz? That's a big problem. That would require coming down here and then potentially punching through here. Like, somehow we need to get across this thing to do that. We have to punch through there, destroy that building, and get to here somehow. So how are we going to do that, Baz? How are we going to get over this road here? It's an awkward elevation. Missing out on an expo centre. No, this whole district here is going to be covered by a different... We're going to use the other track for that. And cover it with a separate... So this will be a hub, basically. There'll be one route that'll take you around that way, and one route that'll take you this way. Do an up spiral and go super high. What was that Skylines mods? It's as up to date as it can be, providing you haven't added anything and haven't told me. I would never do that, Sommy. I don't know. I don't think I've added anything since October. So I guess in theory then it should be up to date. All right. Let's see what we can do. I think it's going to allow us to lower that thing. How high can we elevate it? Ridiculously high, it seems. Well, let's just do that. And then we'll sort it out in a second with the move it tool. Whoops. Nah, Baz, I don't like that solution at all. We can just do this. Works a treat. Just go slightly higher. Just make sure we've got enough traffic clearance. It looks okay. And then if we bring this one up slightly. If it'll let me. Where's the junction? That's weird. Oh, I see. This one is bound to the actual junction here. So you can't raise that without raising the entire junction. It doesn't have a node like that one. Okay, I like that. Alright. Upgrade. Let's get this done. Uh-oh. Hmm. Okay, we have a problem there. Why has it not done that junction? What the heck? And then that. Hmm. I'm guessing it's something to do with the road change. Like it wants that to be a fat, wide road as well. I'm thinking if we upgrade that to a median road. Hmm. That is weird. Good night, class 2221. That's the thing, I can't manually connect it. Got nowhere to attach to except here, and I can't do anything from here. Let's try... I wonder if that's a bug, you know. Let's try converting it back to that. And then... Okay, I are confused. Well, that's kind of scuppered the plan. We've done all the difficult stuff, and now it just goes, nope, on this junction. Okay, whatever. What? Hmm. Doesn't matter where I push that round to, it's going to look weird. Stations. Yeah. Well, I need to think about the stations. So we've got one station here. I'm guessing we're probably going to want one around about here for this area, whatever this is going to be. So maybe... Yeah, there's actually a bus thingy here as well. Let's unpause that so we can figure that out. If I trash that road, that station's going to go a bit wonky. Motorway crossing next to the shopping centre. Oh yeah, that bit's broken, isn't it? 1 second.